Why? Because he's streaming?
No, because he isn't ready at all.
I'm half ready. Or 3/4
Oh well,
ready.
hey,
That's still loud.
that's better than normal. I apologize for insulting you.
Whoa,
Three-quarters
just apologizing.
No, I 100% apologize because I
Oh.
mean, you being further than 25% of the way is honestly a fucking miracle, and so I'm gonna go ahead and praise Jeebus as soon as possible.
Well, now you're just insulting, apologizing.
What do you mean?
Insultizing?
Incentivizing.
I hear a dog.
I'm dog sitting.
No.
No.
So are we good or what?
Yeah, we can go.
All right. So Irene, why don't we start with you? Go ahead and introduce your character, please.
I am playing Kyrene, the half-playing monk.
All right, John.
Hi, I'm John, and I'll be playing Lenny. Lore bard. He knows a guy. You know. You know.
And last and definitely least, Brian.
Oof.
I will be playing Kyurimin, a Bakura.
You know what? We're actually not going to play tonight, guys. I'm really sorry. I didn't realize this was the character Brian was bringing, and now that I know, I apologize for even giving you one sentence of this. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
It's not racist this time.
That's true. Congratulations. You managed to not offend anybody other than my fucking ears.
I don't even know how to be racist to a Bakura.
What is a Bakura?
I don't know. I found it in my character list.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is where we're at today.
It's one of the only
All right.
white guys I had.
So, we open up with all of you hearing the sounds of sirens, and they're reverberating off of the walls of this mansion that you are inside of. And you have finally made your way into this inner sanctum. And you're looking around, and you just have one more door to get past at this point. And beyond lies all of the gold that you could ever want. Now, obviously, you owe a bit to your employer, but the only thing you have left to do is figure out how and where this secret door is leading to the gold. And so inside this room, there is only one door, and you've already come through it. There are 4 pillars in each. There are 4 pillars, one for each corner, and on top of each is a different colored vase. There is a green one, a blue one, a red one, and a yellow one. Beyond that, the only other things that you see in this room is the really gaudy wallpaper. It's a very intense sort of blue color with like these like floral prints that go over it, and it's just awful. Like, none of you enjoy this, no matter what you tell me about this. There's no way your characters can enjoy this. And so, what would you like to do?
I love this wallpaper.
Oh, don't lie. You hate it.
Yeah, Lord. That wallpaper even a mother couldn't love. Anyway. You think those sirens are, for us?
I hope not. If so, who tripped the alarm?
Regardless, we'd better find this gold quickly. You guys work on the gold while I keep reading my spells.
Oh my god.
How do you not know your spells?
I'm gonna check for seams on the walls. The horrible walls.
What are you doing?
Checking for any seams on the horrible walls.
It just seems to be this floral print. Nothing about it seems to really reveal anything to you, even if you were to roll a check.
The only reason they'd put up horrible wallpaper is to hide something when they should have been hiding this wallpaper.
Look, I don't know about you and looking at all the walls and shit, but I'm gonna go look at the door on the other side of the room because that's how you enter a place. Anyway.
Are
The only door is the one that you came in, just to make it 100% clear.
Oh, I get you. Okay, so the door's on the other. I get you. So it's like, look at the door.
Yep.
Well, this is the exit.
For the bases, are they like on top of the pillars?
That was actually the entrance.
Yeah, they're not like they're like nipple height. You know what I mean? You could grab these vases if you
Tim.
wanted. They're not incredibly tall.
Tim, Kyrene's 3'3".
Oh, okay. Well, then they're
I thought you meant
like
they
a
were I thought
human-sized
you meant-
character.
Okay. I was picturing vases as tall as someone's nipples. I was like,
No,
warmer.
What were the colors of them?
There is a red one, a blue one, a green one, and a yellow one.
RGBY.
Of course.
Hey, you think it's like when you leave your spare keys outside? Maybe they left a set of spare keys inside one of them vases over there.
I'm too short to actually grab one. Can one of you do it?
Like to inspect the red vase.
I was gonna say,
All
why are you
right.
scared to touch a base?
Why don't you go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please?
Oh boy. 14 plus. Investigation, please. Load. 216 total.
Are you going to handle this at all, or are you only visually inspecting?
He's gonna sit there and he's gonna do like the whole entire fingers in front of him, making like a picture frame, and like look at it,
Okay.
like around, like do the monk thing. Hey, I saw a guy who did this once. It seemed like it worked out all right for him.
And you kind of peer around it, and you don't notice anything that off. It just seems like a normal white pillar. It's probably made out of plaster, and the vase looks to be very fine pottery, and it's a deep red color.
Yeah, it's a red vase. All right, so
Have you
The
tried
pieces.
picking it up?
I mean, so I guess what are your over unders on these sirens being for us, huh? If it's pretty high, I might as well pick it up anyway, right?
I was say, don't change the subject.
Well,
I think this is a locking mechanism.
I'm going to switch two of the vases.
go.
Which two?
Red with green.
Which two are you going to switch? You have 4 options of colors.
I said red with green.
Red with green. Okay. So you switch these 2 vases, and the room, you see that bars drop over the only door that's in the room, and then it begins to fill with this green smoke. And as it's rising, you can hear the sirens getting louder and getting louder and getting louder. And you're trying to breathe in and think about what you're doing. And as you do that, we're going to flashback to you in an office. All 3 of you are in an office. And Saul Rosenbaum, your contact, who is basically a fixer, a guy who assigns people to jobs. And so he looks at shoes and he says, all right, it's great that I have you use here, because I have the job of a lifetime. All right? And here's the thing, though. All right? I don't know if you understand how much freaking money we're about to make.
Okay, so tell us how much.
I mean, literally, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of gold pieces. Like, we're talking about ingots, we're talking about art, we're talking about magic weapons, we're talking about just... And he kisses his hands and kind of, like, throws his hand into the air and, like... We're talking about the piece de resistance, like, the best thing that you have ever... The best score you can retire after this sort of a thing.
Oh, I hope there aren't any vases there involved. I'm terrible with vases.
I don't know what that means, but, So here's the thing. Your old buddy Saul, he called all of you here because of one reason. None of you knows each other, all right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to assign each of you a name. And that's all you is going to know with each other's buys, right? And so he looks at your character, Lenny, and not your character, Lenny, your character, John. Sorry.
Who is Lenny? Yeah.
And he says, all right, so you're going to be Mr. Brown, okay?
Yeah, I know nothing from Mr. Brown's. I know him. I got you.
And Kareem, he looks at you and he says, you're going to be Mr. White.
Okay.
And then he looks at you, Kiruman, and he says, and you're going to be Mr. Pink. And where you're going, well, you're going to hit the mayor. What do you guys think?
How's
An
it?
interesting job.
It's just another job. Look, I know. I've seen people who done bigger. I've seen people who done smaller. We can do it.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to take a 25% finder's fee. All right? Just a small 25% cut.
Sounds like this is Ticketmaster. What is this?
Well, here's the thing. You know, old Saul here, he's going to be looking out for you. I got a couple of palms greased, so if you happen to run into any police officers, just go ahead and go along with it. It'll be all right. All right? Just trust old Saul here. I got your back. Okay?
If I had known that, I wouldn't have been as worried about the sirens that we encounter in the future. Probably. Listen, I love the payoff, but
Like I told you, this was going to be a bit weird and experimental sort of storytelling type thing that we're trying here. So you could be a fucking dick about it, or you could try and buy in and see where this leads us. But you know.
I love the payoff, but we don't have very much information about what we're getting ourselves into. I'm starting to talk.
Well, that's where the problem kind of runs in here. So here's what we got here, and he lays out this schematic in front of you, and you notice that while it does lay out the outer perimeter and the gate and all of those things, it does not show what is going on inside the house itself. So here's the deal. I don't know how you want to do this, but we're gonna need to try and get an inside man's, or we're gonna have to try and somebody's gonna have to try and get inside there so we can know exactly what type of defenses and the like that we're dealing with. You know what I mean?
What are some of the jobs or positions that could get us in? Assuming we
Well-
disguised ourselves.
So that's the perfect thing. We may or may not have kidnapped one of the maids.
Well,
And so
I'm Mr. Pink. I could be a maid.
I don't know what type of connotation are you trying to apply there, Mr. Pink?
I'm talking about the social constructs of the color pink.
What?
See, though, here's the problem that I have with that, Mr. Pink. When you start to really delve into the social constructs that have been built around the color pink, what we really find out in the end is that it's just a lot of fragile masculinity and not so much femininity. And so what we really need to focus on is the fact that Mr. White here has volunteered to try and disguise themselves as one of the help. Does that seem like something that you are capable of, Mr. White?
I appreciate you explaining that to me, Mr. Goran. I feel much better about myself. Thank you.
This is definitely a heavier accent than Sergeant Goran has, you fucking cock.
God.
So, looking at the plans that they have currently, though, they show that there is a perimeter wall that has spikes atop it. It's a block wall, so it's an incredibly sturdy wall, but also an easily climbable one. But then you have to deal with the 1.5-foot spikes that are on top of it. But what if you didn't get over the wall? It seems like you have a pretty clear shot to get to the house, but because there only seems to be one guard station at the front gate, which is the only entrance into the grounds. And so, yeah, that kind of explains that. And so now comes, do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any questions for me before I,
How is Mr. White going to let us in?
That's up to Mr. White. That's why you hired for the job, if you catch my drift.
And we have to go in here and find the gold on our own. There's no sort of schematics or map or anything, blueprints.
Well, that's why you're getting 75%.
And then once we find the gold, assuming we're still alive, you gotta wait for us to get it out? That sounds like a heavy haul.
He pulls out a small metal disc, and he says, when you speak the words, Accio fucking gold, this disc because he says it out loud, this disc immediately expands into this giant hole. And he says, just fill her up, say, Sim Sim Sala, let's get the fuck out of here. And she'll close back down, and you watch as this thing returns to being about a 6-inch metal disc again.
Say that one more time for me.
Oh my god.
Accio fucking gold, and Sim Sim Sala, let's get the fuck out of here.
Excellent.
Like I said, guys, it was going to be weird and experimental.
I love it.
All right, I guess we're all set.
I mean, you got a drop point for this that we got to meet up with, or afterwards?
Any way to track us if we ditch
You'll
you?
There's definitely always gonna be eyes on you. So know that if you try and double cross me, everybody in town's gonna be looking for you. You understand me, Mr. Pink? Also, you may or may not be in possession of a portal that is going to lead directly into a vault that is here. So, hedge your bets, I guess. Now get the fuck out of here.
Oh. Okay.
All right. And so now we are going to cut to Kareen. You are now inside of the mansion, and you have served the mayor a few times, and you have now found an opportunity to stole away for a moment and kind of investigate the layout. And so right now you're in sort of like the foyer area where there's these two grand staircases that lead up to this balcony. But you also know that the vault is in the basement, and so you must make your way down this hallway and to the left down this other corridor and basically towards the back of the house where you can then make your way down the stairwell. And then we flash forward to all three of you. So, Kareen, you have the back door open, and there is a large woolen blanket that has been thrown over the spikes. And you see that your two partners, Mr. Brown and Mr. Pink, are now making their way towards the door that you have propped open.
Okay.
I definitely imagine Lenny to be a much more heavy set guy. He knows the guy. He gets people to do him favors. He doesn't work out all that much. So he's panting a little bit. Hey, hopefully we won't have to climb too many walls like that. Yikes.
I'm almost finished with my character. This is the finish line.
Oh
Oh my
god.
god.
Jesus Christ, Brian.
Building the race car as you're driving it.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, so we're in the place right now?
Yes. So, now that we are at this point, I need to pause for 1 second because this is a mechanic that I want to introduce, and do with it what you guys will, okay? So what we are going to do from now on is we are going to jump to various obstacles. And what I need for you guys to do is to jump into the past and role play out how you figured out you were going to get past this obstacle. And then I will just magically give you the thing that you needed to do this with.
Okay. Interesting. So we get a flashback system is what you're telling me.
Yes, 100%.
It's an already complicated skills check.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Works for me.
Like I said, it's experimental. If it doesn't fucking work, it doesn't fucking work. We'll never do it again.
I have some thoughts I can talk to you about this after the game because I have some ideas on flashback stuff, and it doesn't matter. Right now, it's irrelevant.
Right.
All right.
So you guys are currently sneaking into the back door, which is going to lead you into the kitchen. And so Kareen, you know that the door directly to your left when you go in this back door is going to lead into the larder that, has all of the various sundries and things like that. But, however, you do see that there's no one in the kitchen currently because you guys are entering fairly late at night at this point. And so obviously the mayor is not in need of any food, so most of the staff has been relieved to go to bed or anything like that. And so all of the pots and pans are sort of hanging in this like almost Cheers style. You know how there's like that rectangular sort of thing that they can hang all of the glasses from, except for this would be pots and pans and knives and different various things. And then there is a long rectangular center island that is used for various choppings and things like that. There are 2 doors, though. And Kareen, you would know that the one that is in front of you, and instead of going to the one that would be off to your left, not the larder left, but there's another one about midway down the wall, which is maybe 70 feet long. It's a fairly large kitchen, but you want to start heading towards the basement. So you're going to want to just head out that far door and just keep going straight down the hallway until you get to the stairs.
Okay.
So, you get the things we discussed, Mr. White? You got us, our disguises?
Yes.
Excellent.
And
So,
immediately, Kareen pulls out all of the disguises that you guys had discussed. And we do not need to reveal what the disguises are right now.
perfect.
You can just put them on.
Dope. Excellent.
Again, like I plan to give you guys a lot of leeway with this. Like I want it to be cool. You know what I mean? And so you start to make your way down the corridor, and Kareen is leading the way, and you stop for 1 second because you hear a little bit of chatter coming down the corridor, and Kareen, you immediately recognize that to be that of the head chef. And so now is going to be a moment for a flashback, because this is something, Kareen, that you have expected. So go ahead and give me what you guys got.
Oh, so we're... I gotta say this since Chris isn't here. We're Bill and Tedding this then.
Yes.
Perfect, okay.
So the flashback is going to be basically what I think. It's like why I'm up this late, or
It's literally anything that you guys need it to be.
So, I think...
Like, you guys can talk out of character as much as you need it to be. You know what I mean? Like, this is...
All right. So,
How much... What'd you get planned for us here, Mr. White?
oh, I can pitch something else out here.
oh please.
Okay, so my pitch is that, well, I mean, obviously we don't know who each other are, but, you know, the mayor's a big employer in the city, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean,
As a matter
people
of fact.
got a lot of people who work here. Lots of people who work here. And, you know, sometimes
Lots of
people
turnover.
talk. Lots of turnover, people talk. Maybe the mayor's got a weird habit or two that would explain why, you know, a couple people coming out of the kitchen late at night. Maybe he's really like
Boom.
late night snack.
Go. Role play that, please.
So, all
Kareen,
right.
you have found out that the mayor has an intense desire for these very rare and fattened goose livers, and he wakes up in the middle of the night for them.
Gross.
And go ahead.
Ew.
This is just partly cutting us back to like in the kitchen with like the pot that we're walking around with. Yikes.
Yep.
Okay. So the mayor has this obsession with this really fatty food. So am I just by myself, or are the others with me?
They can be with you,
Okay.
whatever you need.
I mean, we
So
could
I would
do all- we could-
imagine that
we
at
could-
this point you guys are back in some sort of like a safe house that you can meet in.
Excellent.
So, in case anyone questions us about why we are coming out from the kitchen, we'll say, "Oh, you're making the mayor his favorite midnight snack."
Yeah, and we can always be like, hey, you know how the mayor gets when he's angry. You don't want him hangry, you want him in good spirits. Turnover here's high, right? Like, I mean,
Exactly.
shit. My cousin Barbara worked there for 2 weeks before she got kicked out of there. I mean, she might have also been stealing some of the larder, but that's a different story. Anyway, like, 2 weeks. I have a cousin Vinny, he wanted to work as a butler. He said he didn't work out so well for him. Said he had to learn how to fold a napkin or some shit, so that didn't work out either. But, you know. So yeah, turnover there's pretty high. A lot of disgruntled employees, new faces in and out that door all the time. It's fine. Make it work.
I will be his specialist who can brew up some homemade Pepto-Bismol.
Is that like that a stadium downtown or what?
Yes, it was named after a stadium. Yes, of course.
So you guys appear back in that hallway, and the head chef turns the corner, and he looks at you, Kareen, and he says, "What is this? What is going on here?"
We were making the mayor his favorite midnight snack.
This is not something that we are making very public. Go, 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 get out of here. You are not to talk about this? Yes?
Yeah.
You never even knew who I was. It's okay.
Perfect. And he nods at all of you, and he keeps moving towards the kitchen. And so you guys open up the door to the stairwell, and you start making your way down. And down here, there is a large, vast wine cellar. And Kareen, you have already deduced that this one bottle that was not gone had a majority of the dust removed. And so you pull this bottle out, and this large stone wall begins to move to the side. And it's grinding and creaking, but you guys wait tensely, and it doesn't appear as though anybody comes. And then when you get into the next portion, Kareen, you had already found out that only the mayor and his likeness can get past this next step. So now go ahead and give me a flashback.
So, say that we're back at the safe house after I found out about this.
Yep.
Okay. So, we might have hit a snag.
What is that?
There's a portion of the vault where only the mayor or his likeness can get in.
Seems like some of that oddly specific magic wood and some of that likeness to the mayor. Just gotta look like him. I wonder how much that needs to be. Do you need to, like, look like him to, like, some god? Do you need to look like him to some sort of magic entity? Do you need to look like him to some sort of weird magic field?
This
That's the
doesn't
real question.
this doesn't make any sense. What if the mayor has a heart attack and some emergency people need to get him to tend to him? There's gotta be another way.
Maybe it's a weird contractual thing, and technically the mayor holds the contract. So maybe it's not even you gotta look like the mayor. Maybe it's you gotta like, it's one of those things. Like, you make a contract with a patron, or you make a contract with, higher power. You don't need. You could be anybody, but you got the contract, and so you can do all the crazy shit that they need you to do.
Do we even know what the mayor looks like? He's gotta be a big fella if he eats fat every night at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we just stuff our clothes full. Maybe we stand on each other's shoulders. Maybe it's a
you would
weight
know
thing.
what the mayor looks.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have disguise kit.
I'm also.
Unless someone has a spell disguise self.
I do not have spell disguise self.
Of course
I
not.
wish I did. I know it'd be so easy for Mother Bard, who is this way, to have disguise self, but nah,
Of course not.
of course not.
Maybe we just knock on the door and he answers and we knock him out.
Well, see, then the problem is, then he can get through. What? Then we get stuck.
I think it's just to open the neck part of the vault.
So what kind of system we talking about? Is this one of them fancy, gotta look like it, take a picture of you, and then checks it against the picture of the mayor and says all good? So if that's the case, I can make that work.
Ventilation system. That's how we get in.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta be able to.
Lenny, are you gonna be able to fit?
I mean, the question is it a door? If it's a door, I can get us past any door. Doesn't matter what kind of door it is.
The
See,
fit.
because-
Ah,
You
well.
saw us as
We
much
tried.
as-
I mean, we could always this. Well, I know. I need a list of like names because this is actually getting difficult for me to name random people. This is the spot now.
I was about to say, you can feel free to make up whoever you want. Like, there's nothing restricting
that's
you.
my hold on, name.
Listen,
Generator.
I know the mayor's twin brother. He and I go way back.
No, not that.
He hates him.
You super fucking don't, Brian. Fuck you.
Yeah, let's play honestly with this, shall we? Hey, I know some of the guys down at the local theater. They're really good with magic, makeup. It's almost like magic. I don't believe it's not magic, but they say it's all makeup. It's all prosthetics. Who knows? Real good with this. Real good with that. So, if we
I'm
could
into
just
that.
steal, we could just steal some of the mayor's clothes. Maybe, well, since we're gonna be there, some of his PJs. We can, or get some, or since you're working in there, you know what his PJs look like. We can go down and meet up with one of the tailors, have him make us up a near identical set. Go down to the theater, get the makeup done, and Mayor's a bigger guy, so get a little bit of padding. Boom.
Could try to steal some of the clothes.
I mean, it just says likeness to the mayor. Maybe mayor got new maybe mayor got new PJs. I don't know if we need to go so hard as to have you go in there and like risk the mission by accidentally tripping some alarms for the mayor.
True, very true.
Name generator, please load.
Put stock in intelligence.
So I know Brian hates this so far, but it seems like you guys are having fun.
Oh, I love it.
I don't hate
It's
it.
definitely interesting.
Don't you fucking lie to me, Brian.
So who's going to be make-upped?
I mean, who was so? Is the mayor a human or is the mayor?
Yeah, the mayor's a human.
Well, I can't.
He's a big fat human.
Not gonna be me then.
I'm
Well,
out.
that's me. Because I'm the only person who's even remotely close to the same body shape. Sounds like
All right.
looks like I need to go talk to Ophel at down at the theater. He can get
I
me hooked
guess
up.
so.
Oh
So
shit!
you
We
flash-
ain't supposed to know each other. You don't know Ophel. You didn't hear me say that shit.
You flash back to inside of that room that Kareen had gotten you into, and you then open up this small wooden box that has a various amount of prosthetics on it to sort of stick onto your face, and there's a bit of pine tar on the other side of the prosthetics, and so
Excellent.
you stick them on your face, and you wait for just a moment, and then you hear again just this soft grinding as this stone door begins to slide to the side. And now, Kareen. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, my mom always told me I could do anything I wanted, even become the mayor.
Now, Kareen.
I'm sure she'd be proud of you.
You have, in your time in this building, managed to get your hands on the floor plans. And so this next area, you know, is very odd. And so what you've been able to deduce is that this next area, you're going to get into a room that is not going to have any sort of gravity to it. And you're going to need to speak some sort of a command word. And while you don't necessarily know what the command word is, you can go ahead and flash back and come up with some sort of a ridiculous plan for it. And if anybody makes an Evil Dead reference, well, technically Army of Darkness, extra points and you double succeed. I'm just saying.
Oh, Army of Darkness references, you say?
Klaatu I said your words. Most of them.
God, that whole entire movie franchise, if you can really call it that, is just wild.
The fact that people are mad that Sam Raimi might do the new Doctor Strange movie is fucking beyond me. Because he seems like a fairly perfect choice.
I would agree.
But anyway, that's beside the point.
Right.
If it bombs, I'm gonna find this video and then relink you to it.
Oh, that's fine. I like Sam. Dude, I literally have an Evil Dead tattoo on my body. There's no way that I will ever regret praising Sam Raimi.
Alright, so after we do disguise, we got another.
What do you got?
There's a command word needed.
Command word.
Hmm?
And if we don't come up with this command word, we can't get through the next door.
Exactly.
Who do you think knows this command word? Anybody besides the mayor?
Then would I know there would be someone else?
I mean, I'd imagine that the person who designed the chamber...
Yeah, why don't you go and roll me a history check?
Oh, yay.
History. Alright, cool.
Seems like if he's ever brought anyone in with him, they would have heard it.
True. That's a 12.
Can I get advantage on that?
No. Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, so roll it again.
Ooh, it's much better. 18.
So you know for a fact that Irgis Ukart designed these chambers.
Sorry, what was the name?
Irgis Uktart.
Excellent.
Okay. I repeat that name, so I'm not going to try to
This Irgis.
Fuck you, Tim.
This Irgis.
Irgis Uktar.
Can we talk to him? Can we bend his arm a little bit?
Is he still alive? How old is this mansion?
So you flash forward into Irgis Ukart's home.
Dope.
Yeah. Yes, what? For what reason have you come here?
We have it under good
And
authority.
he's an ancient-looking man. Like, there are deep, deep
I'm about-
canyons running down his face.
I'm about to grift this guy. I feel kind of bad. All right.
Oh no.
I
He's losing a life.
have it under good authority that the mayor's gonna be attacked. You know what I'm saying?
The mayor.
The mayor. Look, you can't let anybody know about this, but this is vitally important. You cannot let anyone know.
I swear on the dark line, I will tell no one.
What has happened? So we know you. So one of the security measures is
Playing a game.
Oh.
Hanging out with the dog.
So
Yeah.
one of these people, they plan on coming in and using some of the secret passages under the manor. You know the ones
I designed those passages. if you did
Yeah.
not
Those
know.
ones. Those ones, yeah. And so the thing is, I have it on good authority because Mayor keeps me under the table on the side. You know, like doesn't need to know me, doesn't need to know him. I just kind of work
That's
from under
very
the.
smart. Very smart.
God. So I'm talking to some less desirables out there, yeah. And seems like they're planning on-
Sometimes you have to keep bad company to keep the populace safe.
Yeah. So the thing, so the thing is here, like me and my associate. Oh, all right. Well, never. I can't even pull either of them as my associate now. Because I was gonna have.
Nope.
Because I was going to lead a deception, but I was gonna have them back me up as like, oh yeah, we're all out here to keep the mayor safe, and now they're fucking both gone.
Well, hey man, this was all you. I'm just saying.
I know. I realized that I'm like, and as soon as I said and I just saw BRB pop up as I said my associate here. I'm like, I'm throwing it to you, and they're gone. It's like when you go for that pass it back. It's like you got that basketball play all set up. You dribbling. You fake out their guard, and you go to pass it to where you know they should be, and they ain't there.
Out of bounds.
Just straight out of
First ball.
Just whip it right out of bounds. It's gone. You're like, what?
And now Tony Parker's going to go ahead and score a 3.
Exactly.
Good
You're
work.
like, what? Which is like, what? It's one of those moments because I realized when I got into that I'm like, oh, I'm definitely like taking this out, so I need to throw to someone else to get them in this.
So how's this going so far for you, John?
I think it's going all. How's what going?
Like, what do you think of my desire to tell a story Quentin Tarantino style?
I love it. It's very good.
It's-
You've
Interesting, to say the least.
my associate's back.
Sorry, I had to use the restroom.
That's okay. I don't blame you for it did sound like for a minute I was gonna monologue
I
that.
just blame your fucking bladder. God damn it, Irene.
I think I was just going to grab an ant trap. I go grab an ant trap or something.
That's okay. Yeah, it was just like the perfect bad timing. Oh.
So, what did I miss?
You
So-
were
so-
saying about your associates.
Yeah, so we understand that we have it on. So I've been working here with my associate, who knows a little bit more about how they plan on using your secret passages. They were the one who tipped me off, but oh, you tell them there.
Pray tell, associate. Pray tell.
They plan to use these secret passages not only to attack the mayor, but take his money as well.
Oh, well, I would have you know that I designed the vault that the mayor stores all of his fortunes in.
So we need to know, because we want to protect the mayor and his money, of course. What
With
would
it, a noble cause, a very noble cause.
Yes. what would that secret say there's like a secret command that needs to be said to?
Oh, the anti-grav room. Well,
Yes.
the words you will want to speak are, let me see that motherfucking bag.
Okay then.
Shall I repeat these words for you?
Let me see that motherfucking bag, huh?
Yes, it's not a common phrase often uttered, but the mayor requested it specifically.
I see. Well, thank you for your assistance on protecting the mayor and his money.
I'll have you know, if you could convince the mayor to stop wearing flat-brimmed caps with the stickers and tags still on it, I would appreciate it.
When I see him, I will talk to him about it.
We'll let him know, and we'll let him know we got it on
He's
good
not even
authority.
from New York or a Yankees fan. It's really absurd.
God damn.
I'm sorry.
It's very okay. Oh, yeah. So remember, what we do, no one else can know. So,
Hey, one thing that I've always known, real G's move in silence like lasagna. And he throws up his deuces to you guys as you walk out. We flash back to the anti-grav room.
I thought you were gonna say that he just throws up. Like, what the fuck, Tim? Just throws up some lasagna. Why not? So we're back in the room.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man. I'm gonna say the phrase. Let me see that motherfucking bag.
And immediately a stone door starts to part. And as you sort of swim your way through this anti-gravity room into the next room you notice is it has this 100-foot wide chasm in between you and the next door, and it's just a normal door with a handle on it. And it looks much like the door that you guys will see in the future when you're stuck in that room that eventually filled with poison. And Kareen, you know that the mayor has this belt that casts a levitate spell on him, which allows him to get over this chasm. And so it is now up. Yep, it is now up to you guys to flashback and figure out how you're going to get over the chasm.
How far across?
it's 100 feet.
100 feet across?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I have 50 feet of rope.
I mean, I don't want to brag or nothing, but I do have the fly spell available to me. Like, I don't want to brag. I learned it. Like there was this wizard I used to know. Atronox the Great. Good guy. Love him. Well, one of those days I saw him flying and he left his spell book out, and so I took a little peek. Who knew flying was so easy? It's one of the Bard's extra magic secrets. He took fly.
How many
Nice.
people can cast fly on?
I have 4th level spells, so I can cast fly on 2 people. So I can carry the smallest.
Good news, I can already fly.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
What?
Wait,
Hold up.
what?
What?
What? What are you?
I
I
don't
have
know.
this like weird amorphous gray blob as my like final companion here. What are you?
What the fuck are you?
I'm gonna see if I can find out what I am. You've never heard of a Bakura?
I, John hasn't.
Irene has not. The fuck are you?
Well, anyway, I can fly.
Anywho, you guys flash back to the chasm room, and Mr. Brown, you're able to cast fly on yourself and Mr. White, and apparently Mr. Pink just flies his way across.
Yeah. So swiggity swooty, we coming for that looty. Let's go.
So who's gonna open up the door?
It's just
I'll do it.
it's just a regular door this time.
Yep. Just a standard
check
up
the
door. It
traps.
looks like the one that you went into that led you into the room with the bosses. Go ahead and roll investigation, whoever is checking for traps.
Alright. That is. Oh no. Okay. I somehow went outside of my sheet. It's investigation.
Yep.
And I'd like to give advantage on that before you go any further.
Oh, thank God. Because.
I'd like to help out, cause I'm
Okay, it's a 13. So much
You
better than
definitely
before.
don't think it's trapped.
excellent.
Alright. I don't think it's trapped, guys.
Seems good enough for me. Locked? Yeah, no.
Nope.
Okay, I was gonna say, I tried the handle.
Yeah, I once again, you investigated. I was checking with you.
Okay. No, it's not locked. So
I mean-
So-
Go ahead.
Who's gonna open up the door?
I think Kyrene volunteered.
All right, Kareen, let's go ahead and get a flashback for how you're going to deal with being in an extra-dimensional pocket.
Oh, God damn it. What the fuck? Okay.
Oh, there it is. There's the trap.
Because one of the things that you know about this place is that somewhere, you don't know exactly where, you can possibly be sucked into an extra-dimensional pocket. So what are you going to do to get your friend back if they were to be sucked into an extra-dimensional pocket? Go ahead, friends.
No weird beeps going on in my house.
I don't know.
Now, mind you, you do have unlimited money to deal with this problem.
Excellent.
Unlimited funding, young Skywalker. Unlimited funding.
I like we both went Palpatine.
I know a guy who has a bat on anti-dimensional pocket
Yeah?
protector.
Go fuck yourself, Brian.
Oh my god. Hey, so if we're talking about interdimensional pockets, you think anybody in them smart types over at the university would know about, eh?
Probably.
Might know a couple guys over there at the university. We'll see.
You want to
Flash forward to visiting with Deputy Archwizard Sensibald.
I think at this point, Lenny definitely has like some super fake mustache on.
Oh, no.
Perfect.
Just big handlebar thing.
Also, Tim, super long title just for you to come up with a name?
What?
Deputy Archwizard.
If you're Archwizard, I could not come up with a name, so we're going to give him a bunch of titles.
Well, no, he was Deputy
Sensibald.
Archwizard Sensibald. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I just needed to buy time to think of the name, which is why he got a bunch of titles. Thank you, Irene.
Okay. Okay.
Just peeling back that kimono.
Just
Everybody come,
rip that kimono.
just come and
I
take
don't want
just
to
come
do
and take a
that.
look.
You put that kimono
Just
back
come and
on
take a
it,
look.
man.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh my god.
And Deputy Archwizard Sensible looks at you three and says, I'm a very busy man, very busy. What can I help you with?
So what class is Mr. Pink here?
Cleric.
I think the class is douchebag. Douchebag.
Cause I'm trying to figure out so what classes we got? We got a bard, we got a cleric, and we got a
Monk.
hunter and a monk. Got you. Alright. So I wanted to talk to you about my associates and I here wanted to talk to you about your thesis. That up and coming research you're doing.
Yes, well, there's much research that I've been doing, but obviously my main research is on the topic of what?
Putting things into places. The science and study of interdimensional pocket dimensions.
Right, yes, the science of... Well, see, there is one very important thing that you must remember about pocket dimensions, is that there is always a back door.
So, look, I'm a big fan, but you know who's really a big fan? I'm like the vice president of your fan club, but this guy over here, this guy right here, and I'm referencing to Mr. Pink, is like the president of your fan club. So I kind of get the dimensional pocket thing, but they're gonna be really the person who's gonna be able to dig in and have that discussion.
You must be... See, one of the things that many people doubt about small people is the amount of fandom that they can bring to something. And I do wish that more folk would be as loving and respecting as you folk are. Well, one of the things that you must note about when you're in a pocket dimension is that the dimension has a back door. And when you're finding said back door, you must be always looking very carefully. You see, so this dimension, I hope you don't mind my accent. It's a very strong one that I brought over from Dimension. And you see, what you must do if you're ever finding yourself in a pocket dimension is you must find yourself wishing that you were very young, right? And your imagination is still very full, so you can imagine yourself in a dimension that is different. Do you understand, Kareen?
Oh.
What?
Right, well, you're going to do perfectly, just perfectly. Swimmingly, if I do say so myself. And so, Kareen, you find yourself back in this pocket dimension, and you're staring at this infinite blackness. And you remember what this asshole said. And you start swimming towards the only light that you can find. And you're just swimming and swimming for what feels like an eternity. And your muscles are burning and your lungs are aching because there is no air here to breathe. But for whatever reason, you cannot die without a lack of oxygen. And eventually, you find yourself emerging from this intense light and back. And when you come back, your friends almost don't even notice that you were gone. And you open up the door and you see this old man with this skullet and this long beard. And He's standing behind this podium,
Irene. Yeah.
and you start to hear Jeopardy music.
Oh my god!
Sorry, I remember it's ordering pizza.
And so once everybody steps through the door, I assume you all do.
Yeah.
All right. The bald man looks at you all and he says, "The answer is, I cover cities and destroy mountains. I make men blind, yet help them see." Now remember, your answer must be in the form of a question. And you start to hear this sort of faint MIDI music in the background that's sort of like this. Do, 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 do,
Oh my fucking god.
Syncopated clock starts playing.
do, 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 do.
Which worst, they will play this at my work.
Wow.
I don't know, but it pisses me off every time I hear it.
If you guys want to hear the question again, just ask and I will reread it.
Yep.
Turn this page.
Make
All right.
I have some John theories, but certainly not some Lenny theories.
So what's the riddle?
I'm going to post it into
It's the-
the chat.
I had to kind of take notes.
I was confused because I thought only Kyrene saw this guy, so I wasn't listening to the riddle.
Nope, you all see him.
Yeah, to participate, Brian. Irene thinks it's greed, but
That's a good one. So,
what does John come up with?
I mean, so it's I didn't completely get cover cities, destroy mountains. I was gonna say sand, dust, but that doesn't quite work out as well now that I'm seeing the whole thing in full. Because I make men blind and yet help them see, because sand can be turned into glass, which is equal to lenses, but also not. This doesn't cover the first half.
Too physical. It's got to be something.
I'm only waiting for you guys to give me a final answer.
It's got to be something brainy, like Irene said.
I mean, there is a such thing as overthinking it as well. So.
Yeah. That's
An
my
egg.
way to make things.
Oh.
But God damn it, Tim, now I got that stuck in my head.
Oh, see, I didn't,
Is it the
and
sun?
then you got me.
It's got to be the
I
sun.
mean, it could be, well,
Sun doesn't really destroy mountains, though, does it?
Sure, it does.
yeah.
Right? What kind of sun are you thinking of?
All the mountains in Australia.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing, too. I was thinking something along the lines of... Though, at the same time, maybe it's the you don't think about it solution. Who knows? Oh, maybe I was good. John was on something. Maybe he was good. Really?
The question is, will Lenny know?
Yeah, does... I mean, Lenny's not an idiot. He's got a 13 intelligence. He also knows some people. He knows some people who talk real fancy.
Oh, you're... Lenny's actually
We
more
can do a
smart than
flashback.
I mean, the problem is, I don't know how we could flashback for this question unless this is the only question ever asked here.
What if, perhaps, like Slumdog Millionaire, Lenny was once asked this question?
Oh my god! So we flash back to Lenny at 12 years old at some sort of academic competition, and he gets this question wrong. And it has haunted
Well,
him
you
ever
see,
since.
the answer is actually sand. Sand.
You're right.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be a good riddle.
Okay, so it's like, you could see, and he just gets like the second place ribbon,
Oh.
and he has never forgotten that. It's just like it's one of those points of the film where you're looking at it and you're like, where the fuck does this scene come from? Just out of nowhere.
All right, so we're all agreed that it is greed.
It's you can see Lenny tearing up, like, what is sand?
You are correct.
I
And
knew
you
it.
watch-
I did it, Ma. I did it, Ma.
Oh.
You watch as a door appears on the other side of him. And Lenny, you flash back to when you were below a porta potty. And you see this door in your vision. And you know that this is the door that you must go through.
What?
What?
That's
That's
a
a
Slumdog
Slumdog Millionaire reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, we might get this done tonight. You find yourselves in the room with the RGBY vases.
Oh shit.
What are you doing?
As soon as the gas starts coming out, I'm gonna switch them back.
Well, no, I don't think that has happened yet. I think that was just a potential reality. I don't think that was an actual one.
Okay, I switched the blue and the yellow.
No!
Gas starts to come out. Gas starts to come out.
God damn it!
Is it still green gas?
Yep.
Oh, we're trying to
so-
do the colors.
So where are we at with prior to the vase switch? What's the alarm situation?
You hear
Yeah.
sirens are coming in the distance. You don't necessarily know it's coming for you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Also, I mean, shit. There was a chasm room that was over 100 feet across. If we can hear sirens, damn.
Right? Damn. Can we flashback for the bases?
Of course you can.
Alright. So, we're in our hideout.
I
We have our
love
blueprints.
this so much.
I'm
We have the
sweating.
blueprints spread out.
I'm sweating so
Pig's
much.
Sweating.
I'm saying, I'm not good with vases. I knew there would be vases. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up so bad somehow.
Relax. Breathe. So, the vault should be in this room somewhere. The problem is, the blueprints don't really show us how to get in.
I really hope there isn't hideous wallpaper. I can't think straight when there's hideous wallpaper.
Yeah.
What you're describing right now is my nightmare.
Kareen, you have to inform him that, in fact, there is hideous wallpaper.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Pink, but there is hideous wallpaper.
No.
It's
I
It's
don't.
got floral print on it.
I don't know if I can do this. You guys may have to go on
You
without
got
me.
this. You can do this.
My head is spinning.
You can do this.
I'm gonna throw up
No,
lasagna.
do not throw up. No, we're not throwing lasagna.
So there's like a tin of lasagna just on this table, in the table. And Lenny's over there.
Definitely
He's
a
got
couple of cannoli.
Oh, absolutely. And Lenny's over there, and he's got a plate of lasagna. He's over there like, so, okay, now base puzzle. All right. So, I know that the architect doesn't know what it does, cause, well, seems he did the unthinkable and made him forget, or he forgot. I mean, he's kind of old, so
Yeah.
he don't remember nothing about no vases. That idea is tapped out. What do you got?
Why vases? I mean, I'm not just complaining here like I was before, but why? Like, what? Is it a code? Does it have meaning behind it? Vases rhymes with faces, different places. Oh, now I'm just spitting bars.
We got spaces and maces and faces.
Maybe we're supposed to smash the vases with our maces. I have a mace. I'm a cleric.
Maybe you could say some graces as a cleric. It's fine.
Perform some ceremonies.
Okay. So what if we were to switch the vases?
I don't know. Considering we don't know.
No, now that I think about it, that could be a terrible idea. Or it could be a great idea.
I feel like it might be a bad idea.
I think it could work. If it goes wrong, what are we gonna do? What's the plan?
We might die.
50-50. How many vases are there? 20, 20, 20?
Oh my
Four.
god.
25, 25,
I almost said
25.
40. There's 40 seconds.
So, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Like, we got it in with the cops. It's fine. Like,
It's true.
So we
What
mess
about-
up there. Well, we
what
mess
about-
up there. Turns out we gotta like have a bit of a talk. We can do a redo, but at the same time, I'm not looking to look. He said he isn't in with the cops. I don't have to deal with it. If I don't have to deal with no cops, we gonna be out of this hide.
I don't know if we can really trust our employer, though.
Hmm.
What's his name? Mr. Gorman?
No. Green is the complementary color of red, and yellow is the complementary color of blue, depending on what kind of color palette you're using for a spectrum.
I mean, yeah, that's basic color theory. What? Wait. Who I ain't supposed to know nothing about you, Mr. Pink, but that's a weird fact for me to learn about you. Never would have pegged you for the color theory type.
I hope you would never peg me at all.
That, well... Hey, takes bite of lasagna.
Also takes bites of lasagna. Let's see. Well, the problem is with the face thing, with the switching, we don't know what the pattern is for it to be correct.
Yeah, we super duper are, Tim.
You guys,
And I love it.
you guys don't know any code breakers?
Yeah, I might know a guy or two. I might,
You seem to know a lot of people.
I am so
I
glad.
mean-
I am so glad that we haven't had to cut anyone in on our reward for this work they're putting into this.
Right?
Look, they know look, I ask people favors all the time. I make people who know people. I ask people questions for other people. It's all
John, why don't you go ahead and roll me a history check?
Alright, sounds good. Well, that sucks. That's a 3 plus 6 for 9.
Can I give him a advantage?
All right.
Oh,
So
if you want to give...
Yeah,
No?
go ahead.
Alright.
Yep.
Wow, my roll is butts today. That's an 11.
All right. So, John, you know this guy named Jimmy Two Cats?
Jimmy Two Cats. Yeah.
Well,
I should stop telling you all the people I know.
I once heard about this guy. He said his name was Lincoln, and he said that if you just smash all the pots in the room, that's going to be your best bet.
Excellent.
Smash all of them.
Not Lincoln
smash all-
Heronius.
Yeah, Lincoln Erroneous. You know that guy?
He can talk now?
He didn't tell me about it. He just sort of showed me. You know what I mean? I had a couple of pots in the business. He fucking smashed them. He let me know he doesn't like pots.
God.
You know what?
I
I
mean-
think that's a last resort. Maybe we try switching them first, and then if it doesn't work, we smash them.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do, sir. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life.
Yeah, he don't tell you how to live your life. Hey, you know what? I owe you a cannoli.
Hey, cannoli.
As soon as the gas starts leaking in, I start smashing pots.
Okay, well, the gas leaks in further.
God damn it, Jimmy Two Cats! You damn dirty bastard!
I knew Lincoln couldn't be trusted.
Are
Does
there
anybody
any
have the
windows in this
mending
room?
spell?
Actually, I do. I took it as we were...
Nope.
No, I don't. Hold on.
No windows.
Sure do.
Would anybody like to do the mending spell on any of these vases?
Hold on. Let me see what its limitations are. Because it sounds like I can only do it to one vase.
Yeah, at a time.
Single break or tear in the object. Oof. Hope I didn't shatter these vases.
You're fine. Mending will work.
She's like, please.
I can fix one of these. Which one? which one should I fix?
Well,
I swear to God, you guys, you are thinking way too hard about this. What color is the wallpaper?
oh my
Hideous
God,
color.
The one. Then the blue.
Alright, I'm in the blue one. Although I don't know why you would expect us to put that together.
I don't know either.
Immediately, a door opens,
I run
and
inside.
you see all sorts of gold, Kareem. Just
Awesome.
shitloads of it.
Yes.
And which one of you guys has the metal disc that Saul gave you?
Who do you want to say the words?
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly want Brian to say the word so
I
badly.
do too, actually.
I know, that's what I'm thinking too. Because that's all this really is, boils down to.
Okay, so the cops are coming. Here's what I'm thinking. I'll create the pit, you guys jump in, and I'll close the door behind you.
But won't that put us into the vault?
Yeah, you'll be coming out right at headquarters.
What about you?
Hey, wait a minute.
Save some gold for me. You gotta bust me out of prison.
What? No,
No.
it's just like, hey, Mr. White, you think this guy losing it? You okay? You my boy? You still good here?
I don't know.
Nah, I think we get the
How do
pit.
y'all want to play this? Like, I'm gonna end this how y'all want to end this. So let me know.
We're gonna. So, where we get the pit, put the gold in the pit, use our patented extraction method, and get out of here together. Spent too much time working on this little job here to have it go down south like this.
I agree. We'll get out of this.
Look, in the worst case scenario, if we can get all the stuff in the pit before the cops show up, we got in with the cops. It'll be alright.
Yeah.
I need the motherfucker to say the words. That's all I need.
Oh, okay. What were they? I put the disc on the floor. Akiofa Kingold.
What?
What?
You wanna try that again without a frog in your throat there?
Akiofa Kingold.
Oh my God.
Are you
This
you
is
okay?
This is my normal voice. I just had to clear my throat this whole time.
You not
Oh God.
do it.
Do you not remember the words?
It was something like that.
Nothing happens.
Oh
I
my
feel fucking gold.
god damn.
Immediately, the disc pops open.
Jesus fucking Christ. Come on, get the gold in. Let's go.
The sirens are getting much louder.
Let's.
Are we underground?
Alright, what do I
It
got?
seems like you are.
See, Wait, so it turns into like a giant pit, yeah?
Yep.
So what, and it just, opens and closes. So, wait a minute, hold on. And we just have a pit here. You know what would be easier? Put the pit under the gold.
Oh,
Drop
true.
it
You
all right here.
immediately move it, and it just swallows in all of the gold that was in the radius.
It's like if you ever played the game Donut County.
Have you ever played the game Parks and Rec, where Andy starts singing about falling in the pit, and you fell in the pit, and we fell in the pit, yeah. The pit, and you fell in the pit, and we fell in the pit. That's basically what happened.
And just all of
You
it.
know what I mean? Everything fell into the pit. The pit, yeah. The pit.
Nice.
Alright. So we get all the gold in?
Yeah, are any of you going to follow into the pit, or are you all going to just wait to be arrested?
So, so was the pit like the way out for us or whatever?
It seems like it, yeah.
How deep?
Very. Infinite.
Oh, we could fly.
And you fell in the pit.
So,
And we fell in the pit.
I need to find the GIF I'm looking for because we're about to do this.
If you fall in a bottomless pit, you die of starvation.
Because that's what we're gonna do. Fly through the pit and close it behind us.
Yeah, exactly. We can do that.
We do that.
So it's as we're flying down, it's like because I can't trust you to say this. Apparently, Sim, let's get the fuck out of here.
And immediately the gate closes behind you, and you hear rumors among town about this amazing robbery that took place at the mayor's mansion. And you all walk away incredibly wealthy. And thank you so much for playing in this very experimental and super fucking weird sort of way of telling a one-shot.
Thanks for DMing, Tim. It was really
Yeah,
fun.
absolutely. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun with that.
I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed it, because I was sweating my fucking nuts off about, like, you know, because you always want to have very concrete things that your players can look for, you know what I mean? And in this situation, all I did was create obstacles and see what the fuck you guys could come up with, and I'm
Tim.
overjoyed with the fact that that was fun.
Tim,
Because-
So good.
Tim, can you sing us out while I close the stream?
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever have introduced yourself to the pit, well, this is the pit.
Goodbye, everybody.